Hello everyone, hello, and welcome to this quick little update video on the back shadow. Happy Fridays to you all. Apologies that the past couple of weeks have been quite surprisingly busy on my end, actually. It has impacted the channel a little bit with uploads. It's not planned. It wasn't expected either. I knew this month was going to be a little bit hard to predict, but it has been significantly busier than I planned. So apologies for any inconvenience that have been caused by this, but you know, that is the nature of things sometimes. And considering that we've obviously got Dead Rising 2 due in a couple of weeks or so, hopefully we get started. And we've certainly got Resident Evil 3 Remake due in about, 10 weeks now? It wasn't ideal, but never mind. Anyways, I've got this update video coming up because I've got a few announcements that need to be made. 3 of them, in fact. All pretty big ones, actually, for that mind. First up, we're going to quickly talk about is going to be Resident Evil 6. Just to let you guys know that good news in regards to the series. CM3 has been cracking away at videos of this now. We are through and now over as far as editing is concerned with all the audio issues that he's been having. So he's getting through these videos much faster. He's already had one video which he's got on hand. And I was sort of saying, well, do you want to give it to me? And he's like, no, I will give it to you Saturday along with some other videos, so that you can start uploading them throughout the week and we can start cracking on with things, which is good. So obviously it has horrendously slowed up uploading for the series because of the problems with the audio, but we're through them now, so that's good. So we should be getting back to a much more consistent uploading schedule between now and basically whenever we get to finish the series, which shouldn't be too far away. We haven't got that far, and we got through Jake's stuff at a fairly decent rate of knots when we're not busy just like walking around in the snow in, to be honest, not a very good level at all. But, you know, can't all be winners, right? Can't all be winners. Now, secondly is the announcement, as I said, with we've got Dead Rising 2 coming up and Resident Evil Remake a little bit long down the line. Basically, this one is to announce that there's going to be another LP series I'm going to be cracking off in a couple of weeks or so. Now, when I did a video sort of detailing stuff that I was going to be doing about 3 weeks ago, I think it was now, this wasn't as part of the plans, and that's because it kind of wasn't part of the plans. But it has cropped up for a variety of reasons. And to be fair, I don't mind, because this is a game which, technically speaking, I've been wanting to LP for 8 years. Technically. In fact, you could argue, technically, I've been wanting to LP longer than it. I got to go back all the way back to when I started this channel, folks. Way back. There were a couple of games that got me wanting to do this hobby in the first place. The first one is the Resident Evil series, and Resident Evil 1, which I went ahead and did and started. There was a second game, which I've not really ever talked about too often, I suppose, on the channel. But it was a game that I was enjoying a shitload at the time, and I wanted to do it as an LP as well, but the opportunity never really arose until now. So, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be starting a new co-op playthrough. No, not with CM3, but with a gentleman some of you may well know called Mr. Alonzorion, which those of you familiar with Pistol Pete, Shotgun Jen who know well, you may well be familiar with him. He's currently doing a whole load of stuff based on like he's been doing stuff with Dice Warriors, Tomb Raider. He literally did his first stream last night on like Crash Bandicoot 3 Remade. First one in like 9 a year. And after, it's a bit of a long story, so I won't talk about it too much here, but after a bit of talking, going backwards and forwards, we ended up deciding that we're going to do a co-op campaign of the game, and that game is Romance of the Three Kingdoms 11, circa 2007. Now, while this is a little bit of an older title, especially considering the RTK series, which is a turn-based strategy game based upon the Three Kingdoms era in China, and again, obviously made by Koei as well, it's all very related to the whole Dice Warriors stuff, or Dynasty, whatever you want to call it. But RTK is a lovely game. It always was. It was one of the first PC games, actually, that I basically ever got. That I poured a ton of time into because it's a lovely game. It's fairly relaxed. For a game in 2007, it can also be surprisingly complex with plenty going on as well. And I would argue still holds up to this day, even graphically. Like the portraits and the art that has been used for these games, the RTK, Koei always did an absolutely fucking fantastic job. So we're going to be doing a co-op playthrough of this, playing as two separate factions, as we will be attempting to unite the land of China under our rule. However, it's going to be pretty damn hard because we are not playing as major factions at all. It's going to be pretty rough, but I am really, really looking forward to getting on this. As I said, this is one of two, maybe three games that originally got me into wanting to do this hobby in the first place. So I'm very, very excited to actually crack on with this. Now, the sort of 2.1, 2.2, however you want to look at this, the lead on from this is that as part of this series, one of the big things that it allows you to do, along with obviously using everyone, all the characters and all the people that were around the area at the time, which there were literally hundreds, is that the game also allows you to create officers for you to actually use in the game as well. And indeed, that is something that the pair of us are very keen on enacting upon. So, later tonight, I am going to be making public a video that me and Alonzo recorded yesterday, detailing the character creation process. And I would encourage everyone here to have a little gander of it, and if you would so like, submit an entry, just like the XCOM series. Submit an entry. It can be as wacky as you want within a couple of boundaries that we've set in the video. You can make it as detailed as one, or you can make it as vague as you want. And if you want us just to put something together, then we can definitely go ahead and do that. The video is this one. This will be going up again, some point later tonight. I'm basically recording this video. I'm out for about 5 hours, and then I'm back home. So it'll probably go live whenever I get back. But there will be a template in the description, which you can use in order to help to submit your character details. There will also be a thread on the Discord server that you guys, of course, all well know about, and there is a link of that in the description below. And I will set up a thread there for character submissions. Again, just like we did with the XCOM series, it will be run on the same principle, and we will definitely be joined by some of the folks over from Alonzo's channel as well, which should be really, really awesome. We're probably going to be looking to start physically recording this in about a week and a half-ish. The cut-off for officers is going to be next Sunday, which is Sunday the 26th, I believe it is. The end of the 26th. We'll then record at some point during that week, and then the LP will probably start at the very, very beginning of February is the rough ballpark plan. But again, very much looking forward to this. It should be a lot of fun, and it's just going to be great for me just to dive into this one final time. I've done a lot of prep work for this as well, mind you. I've done a lot of prep work to work out how I don't get wiped out within like the first 6 months of the game, because that's how bad a position we're in. Now, last up, folks, is going to be Twitch. And by Twitch, I mean I've finally gotten around to sorting out some dates for doing Twitch streaming. I've not really, as it's worked out, I've not really had any opportunity to do any streaming as it is the past couple of weeks. But I've also managed to basically sort out the calendar going forward for the next couple of months or so. And this is how we stand. So we're going to be resuming streaming on Twitch on the 25th of January. At 4 p.m. GMT, and we are going to be beginning probably the final run of Medieval that I may ever play in my life. I did talk about this when we came to the conclusion of Medieval Remake, that I really did want to do one last run of Medieval, of the original, but I thought I'd try and find some way to do some sort of condition run. So I've invented the Dan's Crypt Challenge for Medieval, where I will be limited to using only equipment that I find in the crypt, i.e. the short sword, the bronze shields, daggers, a club, because you find a club later on, but you need a club in order to beat the game. And it should be pretty damn hard. I don't even know if it's possible. Like, I assume it's technically possible, but I've never done anything like this. I don't think I've ever done a condition run of any sort for a Medieval game, like ever. And I suspect it's going to be pretty damn hard, but I'm looking forward to it. I did consider, do I limit the use of life potions to the 1/2 that you can find in the crypt? And I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do that. The reason being is that basically, in order to find the majority of life potions in the game, is going to require a lot of effort from my part in trying to like source them down. It's going to need good gameplay a lot of the time in order for me to get them. And Steph, if I still want to pay visits, try and get visits to like the Hall of Heroes for some goodies that I can still make use of, whether it's gold, whether there is some life potions in there as well. I'm going to need to play pretty well in order to get those. So I'm going to leave those on the table. And besides, I'm going to need all that damn hell at the end of the game anyways. Les Zarok is going to eat me alive, and it's going to be sad. We're going to finish off that run if I don't finish it on the 25th, the following Saturday, February the 1st. And that will then be followed by another game called The Consuming Shadow, which was a game that was gifted to me in the Christmas streams by Stone. So huge thanks to you. I'm pretty sure it was Stone. If it wasn't Stone, I'm sure I'm going to be told very, very quickly that it wasn't Stone. I'm pretty sure it was. The Consuming Shadow is a game that was made by, amongst many others, by Ben Yahtzee Crowshaw. Some of you guys will remember I was looking to do like the Mythos games back around the Halloween period, and then that kind of didn't happen. This is kind of a bit of a make good on that. It's a game I've had my eye on for a little while anyway. It's a cool little sort of roguelike sort of game. Pretty nice. And again, I was gifted it anyways on Christmas, so I will definitely delve into that. The following Saturday, on the 8th, will be my first ever time of playing Don't Starve Together, which is sort of a survivalist sort of game. It's a title that was first introduced me properly, actually watching another YouTube channel, actually. It's a curious little title. It looks quite challenging, actually. I've never played it before. I picked it up in the winter sales because it was going pretty cheap. And I figured, hey, if it works for them, it works for me. And hopefully, if the person, Issy, is able to come along and either see these on Twitch or YouTube, I hope she can make it, because she was very, very keen on me doing this game one day and said she wouldn't miss it for the world. So I'm hoping that she's able to make it at some point. I need to let her know. So we're doing that on the 8th. The 14th of February is the pre-organized Valentine's special Resident Evil Outbreak Raffle, which will be, the raffle as it is, but in loving spirits, in caring bonds, and basically me probably forcing more unnecessary and rather annoying stipulations upon all those who enter. And then a little bit further on down the line, Resident Evil 2 Remake, I will be streaming, assuming everything goes well, on the 28th and 29th of March. It's the weekend before Resident Evil 3 Remake's release. The runs of Leon A and Claire B to finally say that they're done. Thank goodness for that. There will be more dates between February and March. I'll sort those out a little bit later on, but this should certainly suffice for the time being. So, thank you all for listening, everyone. Again, I hope you will join us either for the Twitch stuff. I'm really looking forward to the Medieval. It should be a lot of fun doing that, and it should just be great to go through the game one last time. It's going to be sad as well when I get to the end of that, because I may never play Medieval ever again, and that's a sad reality. That's a sad reality. But if you're not here for that, of course, Resident Evil 6, the first video of RE6 will be going up Saturday night? Probably late Saturday night, I reckon. That's when I'm going to be getting the videos anyways off Mr. Furry on Saturday night, so I reckon it will be late Saturday. And I really, really hope some of you guys will be willing to have a check out of the RTK series. It's, again, I tend to do series that aren't for everyone's fancy, and this is one of the more obscure titles I've probably ever done on the channel. But it's really worth having a check out, and please, please, please have a look at the Officer Creation. Feel free to throw something in. And it should be a fun little series. Hey, if XCOM is anything to go by and how they tend to go, this should be pretty awesome. And I'm not doing it alone, so I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, I've got to get this video sorted out, so take care of yourselves, everyone, and I will see you soon.